Ladies and gentlemen, hello flight simmers, a very good evening from Medford International Airport in the state of Oregon. So today we are giving a second try to the Fenix version 2 Block 1 update, one which I'm still very excited about. My first stream with this aircraft has been a little bit bumpy, some technical issues there. Made life a little bit difficult, but today it's gonna be a regular full flight video for you guys to enjoy. And yeah, I thought we will try something new once again. So we are flying the Allegiant, which I've never ever before flown on the channel, so I'm quite excited about that. And for those of you who know Allegiant, you know that they are not exactly flying into the big international airports a lot. They have some bases there, and so today, yeah, we are on a typical route from a rather small unknown airfield here in Oregon down to Los Angeles International. I think it will be fun seeing how the performance is like down in LAX. Here, of course, in Medford, it's a straight, steady 30 FPS, nothing to worry about. We are flying on VATSIM. I have here in Medford some AI traffic, at least some static traffic, so that it doesn't feel that lonely. Let's see, I believe getting down to LAX, I will probably switch off the static traffic because it is rather FPS heavy, and then, yeah, let's see, maybe we even have some ATC into LAX. That would, of course, be absolutely perfect. But yeah, let's see about that. And also, it's an evening departure, heading out of Medford at 8 PM. And so we get to LAX around 10 PM. So it's gonna be a nice evening, nighttime arrival into the big LAX area. I'm very much looking forward to that. It should be stunning, and this already looks stunning right here with the sun setting back there. Right, so in order to catch some sunlight for the departure, I would say let's get started. Okay, so here in the flight deck we are connected to PCA, so we have some air conditioning in the cabin, which is good at 25-degree outside temperature. So we will just run through all the normal flows, which we always do in the Fenix. Yeah, so I've given it a few more flights in the Fenix with the update, and I think it's very good. I like the handling much more than the old one. Then of course performance is a whole new level, very good indeed. Okay, this seems to be out of line. Let's set it to... let's try to be fast. Let's go 255 Zulu. 12 minutes. Let's see if we can make that. I think this requires a quick boarding for sure. Fast time 9 minutes. Okay, that's already a very close call to the departure time. Okay, we'll just take whatever time we need. Okay, let's do that. Let's see if we have an initial load sheet. Yes, we do. We can accept that. Today flying in pounds, which I'm not super familiar with. So we will have a look at the load sheet later on. Flight number is Allegiant 763. Cost index, let's load sim brief. I didn't find a real cost index for Allegiant, so I just took a random value of, I think it was 5. Let's double check on the sim brief. It's 6. Okay, cost index 6, and then cruise 370 like that. Okay, let's look at some charts. So maybe let's start with the weather.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
So there is no wind at all. 0 at 0. Clear skies, 28 degrees. Okay, it's a little bit below that already. 29996. Okay, so we can depart either way. I think the standard departure for this airport is towards the northwest. But I can also take a quick look at Flight Radar 24. And indeed, they are departing runway 32, so we will do the same thing. What am I looking for? This one. Yeah, so that's the airport single runway 32 or 14. We are at the terminal down here, so 32 is even a shorter taxi. Then we need to swing around in the air, of course, towards the south. It should not be a big struggle at all. Now quickly checking what departure route we have planned. That's gonna be the Jackson 1 with the OED transition. So that's the Jackson departure. Wait, what? Okay, OED, Rogue Valley. Okay, and then from OED we're heading on the route. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Right. 32 Jackson. Insert. Okay. I guess that will work. Climbing out 323 to intercept the radial 153 into Rogue Valley VOR. Okay, easy, let's do that. And then it's probably a big swing towards the south. Yeah, that looks like it. Yeah, okay, then from OED it's a big right-hand turn. Okay, looks good, we can do that. Arrival we will plan... Oh no, actually, you know what? It's huge arrival routes. Let's just see whatever we have on SimBrief, we will plan that and then refine later on. So it's 24 right, the Urnman 2. Yeah, good question. Transition, Burgle. And via... I would settle later on. Let's just roll with that. I want to get out of here as soon as possible to catch some sunlight. Okay, wind. Fuel prediction. I have set alternate Las Vegas since Allegiant is also flying in there a lot. So I thought maybe that's appropriate, although it's 45 minutes away. That requires 4.5 thousand pounds. Like that. And okay, so basically we just need to wait for the boarding to complete. Then we do some takeoff calculations, and then we're very quickly out of here, I would say. Okay, boarding completed. There we are. So that's pretty much 130 at 30.4. Let's do that. Let's quickly fire up the APU and then we will do the calculations. Departure runway 32, conditions at dry, sync load sheet. Yeah, let's go packs off. You know, we're low cost. Trying to save as much engine life and fuel as possible. So we can do that, and that's a flaps 1 down 02. Down 0.2 and 41, 41, 44. 144 and flex temperature 61. Okay, thrust reduction, acceleration 2835, 2835, and engine out 2835 as well. I think that sounds good to us. I always forget the numbers. I think that's an NADP 1, either 1 or 2. I always mix up which one is which, but I think that works well on this departure. Okay, so that's done. APU is available. Let's run some quick checklists. Cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins and covers are removed. Fuel quantity. We have 18.3 thousand pounds on board, and that's according to the flight plan. Seatbelts are on. gears are nav, nav, and nav, and barrel reference is set 29997 3 times. Right, let's ask for pushback and set up everything as we need. Beacons are coming on. Transponder TA.
Traffic.
Oh, there's some traffic around, interesting.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Interesting. I think there's some AI, sorry, not AI, general aviation guys around here. Right. Okay, over here.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin
Ground
inserted.
services. Everything goes away, and then we do the before start checklist. Parking brake is set. Takeoff speeds are inserted. Windows are closed on both sides. Actually, this EFB can go away. And the beacons are on. And now we need to push back the tail to the right.
Locking gear. Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes off.
All engines clear. Start at will.
And off we go. Oh, cool. Look at this. Fighter jet on display. That's a pretty neat scenery. That's a freeware, by the way. Just downloaded it from flightsim.to and looks pretty awesome. Welcome to Medford. And by the way, guys, I just noticed it's not on VATSIM. I have AI general aviation enabled for whatever reason, but we just roll with it now, so I don't need to restart the AI injector. Okay, well, let's fire up. Overhead is looking good, so starting number 2, and let's listen in.
Please set parking brake.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
That's a good start at number 1. Sorry, number 2. Let's start number 1. Let's actually bring up this very, very cool map. So yeah, we will taxi out to Alpha, then just Alpha all the way down to Alpha 1. Full length departure. Which is actually, I haven't checked it all. It's 8,800 feet. That's 2.7 kilometers almost. So that's
Tow truck
pretty
disconnected.
good distance.
Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay, looks like we have 2 good starts. So start a bit to normal. APU bleed off, master switch off, anti-ice not required, max auto brake, flaps 1, arm those. I will do it the cheap way and set the trim on here down 02 like that. And then we do flight control check for right, for left, rudder full right and full left and full up, full down. Wow, that was a weird flow. Never mind. Never mind. This goes direct, so this is all looking pretty good. Lights are set, and the after start checklist: anti-ice not required, ECAM status is checked, pitch trim is set down 02, and rudder trim is neutral. After start checklist completed. Let's go to rain. I think weather is, as you can see, very, very clear indeed. Okay, let's move. Quickly adjusting some settings. Honestly, cabin light, I always hate that being on. Radio callouts, I want 5, that's enabled. Then I need the barrows to be linked, since we are only flying one pilot. That makes more sense. And then there's also one more thing which I always like, which is nav in go round mode. Okay, now we're looking good. Right, let's do the taxi checklist. Flight controls are checked. Flap setting with config 1. That's once, 2, 3 times. That's checked. Radar and predicted wind shear is on an auto. Engine mode selector is normal. And the ECAM memo, not quite. TO config is normal. We're waiting for the cabin. Let's give them a ring. Okay, and now let's see if this traffic is about to land. No, it's just passing by, I believe. Or is it? No, it's swinging back. Interesting. Yeah, to be honest, I have no idea what AI traffic is all about here, so I think we will just call it clear for takeoff, and then we are out of here. Strobes, landing lights, takeoff lights, and then just the transponder TARA, and so we are all set. Okay, line up checklist. Takeoff runway 32 is identified. TCAS is TARA, and PAX 1 and 2. Aha. Almost forgot. PAX are coming off. That's what we have planned for. Okay, let's rock and roll. Sunset departure out of Medford. Power's coming up to 50%. Man, Flag 61 SRS, auto thrust blue. Knots. V1, rotate. Very nice. Positive rate is coming up. Wow, look at that. Twilight and Microsoft Flight Sim is always the best. Okay, following the flight director. Climb thrust. Let's set the pegs. Let's speed up. Wow, look at the sunset. Beautiful. after takeoff floats. And now we're into that right-hand turn, which I kind of want to fly by hand. At the same time I want to look outside at that sunset. So cool. Yeah, it's not too bad, is it? Yeah, I think it's convenient to maintain a lower speed throughout the turn, and we can do the turn a bit tighter and then speed up. Now we give the aircraft the chance to speed up and go autopilot and flaps up. Yeah, that's even peaks mode on the navigation display. So 8,600, that's the highest peak. Somewhere out there, maybe this one. Right, let's see. We don't have an after takeoff checklist, so I believe we're looking good. Just waiting for 10,000 for the landing lights. But other than that, I would say we are on our way to LAX. So I will see you guys over there. Enjoy! Hello guys, welcome back as we are making our way into Los Angeles, and yeah, in fact we can see the airport straight ahead. There are the lights. Super cool night scene here with yeah, sort of the light illuminating the clouds or the humid air close to the ground. That's very cool indeed. And I think to the left there, maybe over there, this is Burbank, I think. Airport, which we know from flights back in P3D, and yeah, so we are on our arrival. Actually, this is my second attempt of doing this approach. I did do the flight the previous day, and I had a very cool ATC guided approach into LAX. It was super cool having ATC on this routing. Just down the temperature, I think it's a bit more. But then, unfortunately, as I got closer to the airport, I noticed something is off, and what happened was that I had the iniBuilds scenery enabled on top of the default Asobo scenery. So that messed up the entire scenery. I had terrible FPS. It was just a big mess. So that approach was not really worth uploading, in my opinion. I'm not sure why the Asobo scenery was enabled in the content manager. I'm very sure that I disabled it at some point. Maybe with the latest update it was enabled automatically again. But yeah, that aside, now we should be in for a good approach, good conditions. Unfortunately now without ATC, so we are on Unicom, which is a bit unfortunate. But nevertheless, this should be fun. So, what are we about to do? We are planning to land on runway 24 right, which is just down here, sort of. And look at the weather, fairly good weather, 7 miles of visibility, winds 8 knots from 270, very humid, altimeter 3000. And but this is what we have quite often in LAX, is like this low-hanging clouds, a lot of humidity in the air. Yeah, one aspect which makes it really, really cool flying into this airport, especially during nighttime. And then we are flying the, which I'm not sure if it's Ironman or Ironman transition, approach, sorry, not transition. And we've made a long way already. As we know in the US, these rivals are just huge. But at the same time, very safe to fly in a way, since it's all covered by speed and altitude constraints, so it's pretty straightforward. And now coming into Cliffy, we actually have a concern for 210 knots. Let's see if we can get there without any flaps. Then we are at Ghetto 6000, and after Ghetto we can basically, or usually you would get the vectors onto the ILS, and we will do it ourselves today for ILS to 4 right. And yeah, should be a good one. Normal 3-degree, 322 is the decision altitude. Go around is just out to roughs and holding as 2000s. Straightforward as well. We are flying autobrake medium just because we don't want to block the runway too long at LAX. It would be a bit crazy to do that. And yeah, look at this, guys. It's really, really, really cool. I have dialed down my settings to medium now, since flying into this airport. I think my rig is sort of coming to its limitations, and in order to play it safe, I just dialed down to medium settings. And this is still pleasing enough for us. Right, we are below 10,000. I have already forgotten the landing lights, so let's do them now. Seatbelt sights are on. And what else to talk about? Yeah, it's a flap fold approach. Also due to the reason, because I've read, or I've heard on some YouTube stream that apparently the Flaps 3 air track model with the latest Fenix update is sort of out of balance a little bit. So apparently Flaps 3 are behaving very weird. That's why I'm playing it safe and flying Flaps 4. But also the runway is not huge, to be honest. Runway is not huge at all. That's why it's also convenient to do flap 4. Right, let's zoom into that very fancy airport map, which I'm really starting to laugh at this point. I'm not sure if we're gonna have the distance on here, but I think runway distance is like 2.7 kilometers, so it's not huge. And then down at the airport, we will probably be able to vacate via Zulu, cross runway 24 left, watch out for departures, of course. Then take Echo, and then we will park up on the midfield satellite concourse. That's apparently where Allegiant aircrafts are parking these days. I've checked a couple of flights on Flight Radar, and they all seem to park at the midfield satellite concourse. So around 207, something like that. So that's what we are looking at. Okay, 6,000 feet, speed 210, which is just above 3 dot speed, so I'm happy flying it in clean config, so we don't need to introduce any additional track right now. Right, landing system. Yeah, after Ghetto, as long as the approach is free, basically vector ourselves maybe into Mercy 4000. Can in fact also take it a little bit shorter than that even. We don't have to go the full way. And let's see, Kobe altitude 2200. So we could descend down to like 3000 or 2500 on a heading somewhere intercepting between Mercy and Kobe. That should work just fine. Yeah, and this is really just stunning. Los Angeles at night. Super, super cool. Yeah, we're now 15 miles out. I think that's a good time to do the right hand turn. So let's go speed 210 for now. Yeah, there's the glide slope coming in, so we are quite nicely in terms of altitude.
Los Angeles traffic, United 1428, lining up and landing 25 right, Los Angeles traffic.
Okay, let's go flap 1. Slowing down to 190, and also let's go a little bit lower, since the glide slope is moving in. Arming localizer. And then I think this will be some pretty neat self-vectoring. Yeah, that's localizer captured. Approach, let's make sure to capture the glide. And then let's go flap 2 so we can nicely cruise down on the glide slope with a speed of, let's go 170, let's take it nice and slow. Okay, glide slope captured, go around altitude 3000 is set. And this is looking good. Los Angeles traffic, Allegiant 763 is on a 10-mile final, ILS 24
2500.
Okay, let's go into the landing config. Gear down. Yeah, seems like the ILS receiver, so the DME is located at the end of the runway, because now we have approximately 5 miles to go. It's showing 7 right now. Flaps. And flaps full, landing checklist, eco memo landing, no blue, landing checklist is completed. Let's set the lights like that. Now this should be fun. I think this is the one where we are coming over the famous In-N-Out burger. Although now at night time we might not see all of it, but nonetheless. Kind of cool. Okay, my aircraft. I'm wondering, should I go manual thrust as well? I think the aircraft might actually be a little bit easier to fly manual thrust after the the update. Tiny bit high, correcting that.
$500.
Pulling back on the power a little bit as well. 2 reds, 2 whites, looking good.
$100 above.
Is it maybe some AI traffic going across there?
Minimum.
I don't know.
Flight
Come on,
slow.
Jet-Ube. Ooh, that glide slope's running
slow.
away from me.
Flight
Disregard,
slow.
actually, that's looking totally off.
Flight
slope
slow.
is very off.
40, 30, 20, retard.
Floater. Come on,
Five.
get down. There we are. Reverse. Reverse green decel. 60 knots, idle forward, manual braking, and here we are. Okay, welcome to LAX, everyone. Not the very best landing. That glide slope gave me a bit of thought there at the end, but I think it was okay. Kind of saved it. We're coming down a bit fast, so I pulled back a bit harder, and that got us into a little bit of a flow, but I think it's all right. Right, let's do some cleanup. And flight time 102. Not sure if this is accurate. I've actually, since I did this flight twice now to do a good recording of the landing, during the cruise this time I used a bit of the Fenix time acceleration, which it's available in the MCDU, and you can speed up the time to 2 times sim rate, which I think is kind of convenient, works very good, but I think flight time got corrupted by that. Right, it's not a huge taxi, although we are in LAX, so let's get the APU fired up. I think I still have these spoilers out. Yeah, and even on medium settings, look at FPS coming back to around 20. So it's really, really heavy scenery. Okay, and now we will set up GSX for, let's go 207. I think that might be a bit of scrolling here. Yeah, I really hate that, well, whatever. I really hate, to be honest, that there are so many sceneries where the glide slope is completely off. I've experienced this with a few sceneries now, and it gets a little bit annoying. I wonder if it's really so hard for the developers to get it right, but who am I to judge that? I have no idea about building sceneries at all, so yeah, I hope it gets updated anytime soon. Yeah, really not a whole lot of traffic right now. Yesterday I really had ATC and quite a bit of traffic into LAX. That was so cool. I would have really loved to bring that to you guys, but yeah, scenery was so messed up that it was really not worth loading up this video. Okay, that's stand 207 to the right. I think I did not do the after landing checklist yet, which is just radar and predicted wind shear to off, and that's the after landing checklist completed. Now I am not sure if there's a docking system. Yeah, there it is. It's very different, but let's follow the docking system for sure. Right there. Okay, parking brake. Shutting down the engines. And then let's get some light into this flight deck. Okay, just the normal flows, and then that's it. Let's ask for deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
Trigger deboarding over here and run the parking checklist. Parking brake or chocks are set. Engines are off. Wing lights are off. Fuel pumps are off. Parking checklist is completed. External power available. Then we will set the PCA as well, and then we can shut down the APU. Yeah, there we go. Right, and here we are, folks. Welcome to Los Angeles once again. The bridges are going a little bit nuts there. Sorry about that. Yeah, so landing rate according to Volanta was 175, which is okay. Not the greatest landing, as I've mentioned before, but I've had worse for sure. And yeah, that was fun flying in the US, flying Allegiant, which I've never flown before. Also flying out of a rather small airplane coming into LAX. It's just really, really good fun. Right, so I think I'm going to call it the day right here. Thank you guys for joining me on this short little adventure, and I hope I will see you around for the next flight as well. Take good care. See you next time. Bye bye.